been under a lot of stress at work. And I come into a windfall of cash. So I decided to take that Mexican vacation I've been planning. Now, despite what people say, I had no trouble whatsoever getting across the border.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2012 Mel Gibson action film Get the Gringo. The film is directed by Adrian Grunberg. It's co-written by Mel Gibson, who obviously stars in the film as well. Now in the UK this was called How I Spent My Summer Vacation, I think. But I think pretty much everywhere else it's known as Get the Gringo. And it focuses on Mel Gibson's character, who is simply known as Driver in this film. You see him trying to get away with some kind of heist at the beginning of the film. He ends up crashing through the Mexican border with a lot of money in the car. He gets sent to a Mexican prison that's kind of like a village, really. It's like a whole town stroke village full of criminals, and he's got to learn to use all of his street skills and smarts to stay alive and stay in the game in a sense of trying to get his money back from those who have stole it from him. While inside, he befriends a young boy and his mother, and he's also intent on protecting them from harm. Right, what are my thoughts on Get the Gringo? Well, interestingly, this, for a lot of people, is like the unofficial sequel to Payback, the film he did a few years earlier, where he played a very, very similar character in many, many ways. It's not really been announced as an official sequel or anything like that, but there are a lot of similarities between the two characters if you've watched both films. This is a film I've been wanting to watch for a long, long time, and this is a first-time watch for me. I'd never seen it before. I've had it on my watch lists for such a long time. I'm a big fan of Mel Gibson, and I can't honestly give you a good reason as to why I haven't seen this one earlier, and I really do wish I had, because I was very, very impressed with this film. Number one, Mel Gibson. Say what you will about Mel Gibson. Yes, we know he's had his troubles in Hollywood. They've been well publicised. I'm not really interested in that side of things. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, he's put all that behind him, and for me, is a legend. I think he is a Hollywood legend. I think he's an incredibly strong actor and a very, very good director too. And here we get Mel Gibson at his absolute best. You get the roguish Mel Gibson, where he's a bit of a con artist, a bit of a rogue with a heart sort of thing. He's got all the smarts and all the cons going in the world to try and survive in this very, very brutal prison and a very, very strange environment. You've got to kind of get on certain people's good sides in order to, get by, and then also you've got to kind of stab them in the back in order to get on with that other person over there, that other group of people. And it's a constant con, if you like, to kind of stay ahead and stay alive in this Mexican prison. It's I'll be honest, this film isn't exactly what I expected. And I didn't honestly know a lot about this film going into it, other than it was a fairly well-received Mel Gibson action film at the time. And I genuinely didn't know that he goes to prison in this, and like a big chunk of the film takes place within this prison. And yes, it is still an action film, and there are plenty of sequences within this prison where Mel Gibson gets to show off, what he does best. But this is more of one of those, like the character played in Payback, for example, where he's always got something on the go. He's got a con going. He's got things hidden away over there. He's got that gang working for him over there. It's almost like it's a scenario where he's just playing everybody off against each other for his own benefit. And it's fun watching him do that. And it always feels like, apart from a couple of moments where he's always in control, he's getting visits from the corrupt cops who've stolen his money, and he always feels in control. He's getting visits from corrupt American like statesman in Mexico, promising him the world, and he always feels in control. He's having to negotiate with like these big rival gangs within the Mexican prison, and he always feels in control. You never really feel he's not in control, Gibson's character here. And he doesn't show an awful lot of vulnerabilities. And the only time he really does is when he's around this young boy and his mother, who he feels obliged to kind of protect to a large degree. So you get a big chunk of the film within this prison, and you see all this kind of stuff going off in the prison, and that's entertaining enough. And then you kind of see the fruits of Mel Gibson's labour at the end of the film, because there's a point in the film where he's kind of let out of prison, and the only reason he's let out of prison is so that he can locate his money from this job that he's done in order to pay off like these gangsters within the prison. And to see him kind of play out his plan, excuse me, see if I can get my glasses back on, to see Mel Gibson kind of play out his plan at the end of the film to perfection, it's just a joy to behold, really. It's a lot of fun. I like movies like that, where these schemers or these heists, the people that do these heists and stuff, they kind of lay the dominoes out and then knock them down at a certain point in the film, and that's kind of what Mel Gibson does here in this film. He's laying all the dominoes out, sort of thing, and then he's playing his hand, sort of thing. He's knocking them dominoes down, and it's very, very satisfying and a lot of fun to watch. And is at his charming best here, Gibson, and he's actually very, very funny at times as well. He does an absolutely brilliant impersonation of Clint Eastwood in this film as well. He rings up somebody and pretends to be Clint Eastwood, and they completely buy it. He's very, very funny. And yeah, I thought this film was really well shot. There was a brief moment in the film, kind of when he gets captured and taken to this Mexican prison, where there was a part of me thinking, oh, this isn't what I expected. I don't think I'm going to enjoy this. And nothing could have been further from the truth. It is a lot of fun to watch. There's some great action sequences thrown in the film. Mel Gibson really does get the opportunity to shine here at his and give us the Mel Gibson that we all absolutely enjoy watching. I think it's just a shame, if you like, that we haven't had more of this Mel Gibson since, if you like. This really energetic performance and real kind of a capture of what he kind of gave us in the past. It really is a throwback to the Mel Gibson that we saw in like the 80s and the 90s and the early noughties to some degree. And it was very much a film I enjoyed. It was a really nice surprise. I wasn't expecting to dislike the film because I knew it had some pretty strong reviews, but I wasn't expecting to enjoy the film quite as much as I did. This is a film that deserved, at the time and now still, to get more attention and get more eyes on it. So if you haven't seen Get the Gringo, it is definitely, in my opinion, one of Mel Gibson's strongest films of the last 15 to 20 years, I would say. He's very, very good in it, and it's a very, very entertaining film, and it's a film that I definitely enjoyed checking out. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. I will, of course, be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.